Okay, here we are on Math Boxes 7.6, and that's on page 175 in your math journal. Make sure you have your pencil and you are on page 175, ready to go. For Math Box number 1, it says to show 5 possible ways to make 40 cents. I want you to press pause and work on those 5 ways, and then when you're ready, press play again, and I will reveal my 5 ways, and you can check to see if you had any of the same ones that I did. So make sure that you pause and write all of your answers in, and then play when you're ready to continue and check your answers. So press pause now. Okay, now that you have your 5 answers, I'm going to reveal mine. So let's see what's hidden under here. I have, for my 5 answers, 4 dimes, that would make 40 cents, 10, 20, 30, 40. I also chose to do a quarter, which is 25, followed by 10 more, which is 35, and a nickel would be 40. My next one was 3 dimes, which is 30, and then 2 nickels is 10. That makes 40. You could also do all nickels. That would take 8 of them. 8 nickels would be 40 cents. And for the last one, I had a quarter, which is 25, and then 15 more cents. So it would be 25 and then 30, 35 and then 40. There are other possible ways. These are not the only 5, but hopefully you had some of these. All right, great job. Now let's take a look at box number 2. Box 2 says there are 2 bunches of bananas. So I kind of find that important there. 2 bunches of bananas. Each bunch has 5 bananas. How many bananas in all? So right here is where we're going to put our answer, but first let's fill in the diagram. How many bunches of bananas? Let's go back to the story and you can see that there were 2 bunches. How many bananas per bunch? You should be filling this in with me now. How many bananas per bunch? Well, the story says each bunch has 5 bananas. So how many would that be in all? You have probably learned to make an array to help you solve this problem. So I could make an array in some space I have here, 2 bunches and 5 on each bunch. So I can make an array that has 2 rows and 5 in each row. Now I have 2 going down and 5 going across, and if I counted all of those up, I would have 10 bananas. So that means I have 10 bananas in all, and I put it on my answer line already. All right, let's go down to box number 3. Again, make sure that you are filling this in with me as we work through these. All right, box 3. What is the temperature? Fill in the circle next to the best answer. Okay, so I can see on this thermometer that it's starting at 40 degrees Fahrenheit down at the bottom, and the blue line has gone up. It's not quite to the 50, but it's a little bit more than halfway. If I count each and every little mark, I would be counting by 1. So that's 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47 degrees. So I'm going to fill in my letter D for 47 degrees. You may also notice that there's not just short lines on the thermometer, there's also slightly longer lines. So if you skip and only count those slightly longer lines, you would count by 2s. So this would be 42, 44, 46, 48, but we didn't quite reach up to 48, so we come back down 1, 47 degrees. Okay, let's move on to number 4. Which number in this group here, this set of numbers or set of data, which number is the most popular? And they're explaining what that is called. the most popular number, we call that the mode. Which one of all of these is the most popular? That means it happens the most times in that set of data. To me, it looks like there are more 12s than anything. I see 3 of them. So 12 is the most popular. So 12 is called the mode in this set. Very good. Let's go on to box 5. In box 5, we're going to make a ballpark estimate and then solve the math problem. Notice that this is a subtraction problem, so all of the trade first subtraction you've been doing lately will certainly help you with this one. All right, let's make that ballpark. Starting with 52. What is 52 closer to? Is it closer to 50 or closer to 60? Yep, if you said 50, you're right. 52 is closer to 50, and remember we're subtracting here. Now let's take a look at 29. That's somewhere in between 20 and 30. Closer to 30, isn't it? Now, using your mental math, what you know, what would 50 minus 30 be? You could also think about it as a 5 minus 3, and then we would just put that 0 at the end. It's 20. Good job. So now we know our real answer should be somewhere pretty close to 20. That will help us know if we did it correctly. All right. Now I'm going to scoot this a little bigger here so that we can look at this math problem a little bit more closely. Okay? Let's think about subtracting now. Starting at the top, like you know you have to do. Rule number 1 is when you're subtracting, start at the top. And rule number 2, start in the ones place. Then that means we know we're going to be starting right here with that digit 2. Okay? So, starting with 2, can we subtract 9? Nope. If I've got 2 objects, I cannot cross off 9 of those, can I? So that means I need to go next door right away. So I'm going to go next door and borrow or trade one of their 10s in and bring that back over to my ones column. So it's no longer a 5. Now we're only going to have 4 10s in that spot. But we're going to add those 10s over onto this 2. So 10 added to that 2 is going to make 12. So now we have new numbers that we can use to subtract. If I have 12 and I take away 9, I'm going to be left with 3. And now I can subtract my 10s. If I have 4 and I'm taking away 2, I have 2 left. So the answer is 23. Is that close to our ballpark estimate of 20? It is. 23 is pretty close to 20, so we did it correctly. All right, for number 6, we have 2 fractions. We're looking at these cards, and they're showing the fractions of a whole piece, and we need to compare them. So we're going to put in this box here a less than, a greater than, or an equal sign. So this first fraction is 1/3. The blue area is 1/3 of this whole shape. 1 out of 3 are filled in, is colored blue. Now on this fraction card, 2 out of 3 are filled in. There's 2 blue out of all 3. Now what we need to compare here is the blue shaded area. Is 1/3 less than, greater than, or equal to 2/3? Fill in your box with the correct symbol. 1/3 is definitely less than 2/3. You can tell just by looking at the blue. Very good. All right, you can lay your pencil down now and close your journal if you wish, and continue watching this video. I've got a few more activities for you to do. What does it mean to double? Double means 2 sets, or 2 of something. I started with 2 blue dots, and then I doubled it to make 4 blue dots. What will happen if you double the green X's? How many will there be? 3 green dots or X's plus 3 more green X's will make 6. So when you double 3, it becomes 6. What does it mean to have? Here we have 4 blue circles. If I cut this group in half, then I know that 1/2 is 2 blue circles and the other half is also 2 blue circles. When you cut or divide something in half, you have it. Here there are 8 green stars. To have this group, I need to again cut it in half. This time I'll go a different direction. 4 are on the top half and 4 are on the bottom half. Again, when you cut or divide something in half, you have it. You'll notice though that the only way to really divide a group or cut a group into half or to have a number, it will have to be an even number. Here we have 8 or 10 purple dots, 10 dots. 10 is an even number, so I can have that group. There's 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom. Over here we have, on the right side, 6 yellow X's. Again, 6 is an even number, so I can divide or cut that group right into half. I can have them. Down at the bottom, however, there are pink check marks, but there's an odd number. I can't have that group and have the same number at the top and the bottom. It just doesn't work. So that doesn't really make a half and a half. I also can't go up and down and get the same number on both sides. It just doesn't work. So that shows you that really only even numbers of things can be halved. So let's take the number 14. What is half of 14? I want you to have it. What's half of it? To help you figure out what half of 14 is, start by asking yourself, is there a number that I could double to make 14? Yep, 7 plus 7 is 14. So that means this 7 is half of 14, and the other 7 would be the other half. So 7 is half of 14. Now think of a larger number like 50. What's half of 50? Well, what can you add or double to make 50? When we think of numbers like that, sometimes it's helpful to think about coins. What 2 coins could we add together or double to make 50 cents? 2 quarters would make 50 cents, wouldn't they? Each quarter is 25. So that means 25 plus 25 is 50. So 25 is half of 50. Do you still have some time before your group is done? Grab your whiteboard and practice making some doubles facts. Or starting with a number and see if you can have it. You might try drawing some dots. See if you can cut that in half and figure out what half of the number is.